Yo, 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 yo. We are the ill-advised wise guys. It's your boy Uchay. I got my boy. You're on mute. What's wrong with you? You
QDeezy for Sheezy is way too easy. Free YSL easy. Free them dudes. They didn't do anything.
Are you certain that they didn't do anything, sir?
I hope they didn't do anything.
Are you certain? Yeah, man. Hey, very unfortunate. That's crazy. But I don't even want to open this show off with negativity. Listen, this is episode 124. I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling free. I'm feeling a lot of things. You know,
You're feeling
I want to
backed up. Your bowels feeling backed up.
Not anymore, man. You know, I'm good to go, man. That's with water. You got to drink water, baby. Let's go.
Feeling a little bit of heartburn.
Look at this, man. Look, I got me a new little water filter thingy, man. I'm good to go, man. Yeah. Water is life.
Yeah. You sound like DJ Khaled. Water is life. I grew up drinking water.
I love
it's
my
the
plants.
best.
I love my flowers. The holy flowers. Dude, I love you. I love you, flower. I love you. Yo, hey, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Ill-Advised Wise Guys podcast. We appreciate y'all for joining us, man. You know, really, from the bottom of my heart, man, I can't thank y'all enough, man, for pulling up. We got a lot of people who really rock with us and send us DMs and stuff like that on the regular, who can't wait to hear our thoughts on, you know, the topics. And, you know, I don't take that for granted, man. I really appreciate that, man. So salute to y'all for pulling up and continuously listening to us on the platform of your choice. Q, man. Hey, thank the people, man. Don't just let me do it.
Thank you. What the hell? Like, y'all should be thanking me. Thanking me for this hot-ass content. You kidding me?
That's a whole nother story.
This is free. You can get this for free on YouTube. Like, y'all should be thanking us. Thank you.
You sound like Soulja Boy right now, man. Thank me. My name is Soulja Boy. Listen, bro.
Guys.
Hey, once again, you know, I don't want the intro to be too long-winded because we have a really powerful, long-anticipated album that came out. We were gifted, all of us actually were gifted with the Kendrick Lamar Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers album, which we are going to do a deep dive on in a few. But before we do, just want to give you guys a couple reminders. You know, make sure you stream Zero Skips on Spotify. It's a indie playlist. I think, you know, it's doing pretty well. You know, if you guys are into music from all genres and just from artists that you maybe never heard of before, you might want to give this playlist a listen, man. It'll be linked in the description below. So make sure you check that out at your local Walgreens, a.k.a. Spotify. Q,
yes, sir.
Give them some reminders, man. Because I got a really good thing I want to read. It's a review that we got recently, but I'll do it after you give your church announcements.
Check out ratingsgamemusic.com, the hottest song and album review site on the planet. I promise you. Matter of fact, Joe Biden just said it on one of his announcements. He sanctioned me, but he said we're the best. We got, you know, album review by Kendrick Lamar's out there right now. We got a song review by Vori. Vori dropped something hot with Nav and Young Blue. It was Kendrick Day, so not a lot dropped this week, but you know, at the end of the day, we digested that. Submit your music to us. Like, you know, we have a whole bunch of talented writers that take a look at your music and, you know, dissect it, have some fun with it, speak about it in a very professional manner. Submit your music to us and, you know, check the site out. Once again, best song and album reviews on the planet. Guaranteed.
He said it. I'm going to echo it. I'm going to echo it. RGM, ratingsgamemusic.com. Y'all go check that out, man. Read all the reviews, man. Tell Q how wrong he is about what he writes, or tell him how right he is. Who the hell knows, man? You know, either way, though, It's a lot of good content on that site. So check it out, guys. Check it out for sure. Anything else, Q?
No.
That's probably a no. All right, man. Look, I want to shout out Temelin. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. We appreciate you for dropping us a rating and a review. You told us we're all around good dudes, man. Hey, thank you, man. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate you, man. You said these dudes are extremely well-versed in the genre, and it shows more and more with every segment. And if it isn't enough, they're the most hysterical guys in the music podcasting. This is Temelin's words, not us. Those are high praise, man. I don't even know what you mean by that, man. But listen, I gotta salute you, man. If you, like I said before, man, if you're into music podcasting, man, check us out. And also leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, anywhere where you can leave a review. Spotify now, you can rate us. And we're gonna read it on the show. Just like that. And I don't care, you could trash us. Well, we hope you don't. But whatever the case is, leave us a review and a rating, and we will definitely read it out on the next episode. But again, salute to you, Temelin, for that rating and review. 5-star rating at that. Bro, you're on mute, man, for the second time. Are you a professional or not?
And by the way, your money will be coming in the mail, Timberland, in about 3 to 5 business days. Money for something completely different than what you said.
Wink, wink. Wink, wink. Wait, calendar days or metaverse days? Which one, man? Because
hey, ain't that the same?
I don't think all the calendars are the same, bro.
Nigga, I don't pay attention to no damn metaverse. Somebody asked me one time, "Hey, do you know about the metaverse?" I was like, "Oh, you talking about Facebook?" I was like, "Yeah, I know. They merged. I guess they call them all metaverse. Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram." They just started laughing. So,
bro, what are you talking about right now?
The metaverse.
It made zero sense.
I don't know what the hell the metaverse is.
I can tell.
Know.
I can tell.
Yeah.
That your explanation was it made zero sense. But okay, hey, it's all good.
That's the point. I said
yeah,
I didn't know.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Now go do your Googles.
F that.
Anyway, man, listen.
Care about no damn metaverse.
Hey, look, guys. It's time to get to the show, man. And what better way to do this to just kick off this particular episode by just spending an entire episode talking about Kendrick Lamar. You know, we don't really do this too often where our show gets hijacked, absolutely hijacked by a release of a project. I think the last time we did this was when Donda dropped, if I'm not mistaken. I think the time we did it before that was when J. Cole dropped that remix to Pipe Down. That's what it was. Yep.
Yeah.
Big song. He was talking real spicy and everything in that verse. But yeah, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. We were gifted with the new album from Kendrick Lamar himself. And you know, I guess we'll get into like first initial reactions, first thoughts, like what is your overall, you know, thoughts on the project. Then we can get into like, you know, the nitty gritty of it, you know, highlight the songs that you really want to tap into and what's up?
There was thoughts on the project? Oh. Nah, that girl that was on that song was not a thought. That was like legit his wife or wifey. Like
she might have been a thought.
No, she was not.
I'm just saying she might have been.
Based on their convos, sounded like she was deep into that relationship. But no, I'm joking. I'm just joking.
Look, don't interrupt me like that again, man. What's up with you, man? I'm trying to intro the topic, and here you go talking about thotties. What's up with you, man?
You said it.
No,
talking about thoughts.
I said thoughts, and here you go talking about thoughts. Like
you said thoughts. You said it about 5 times. You said,
right,
hey, your thoughts on the thoughts. Yeah. But anyway,
yo,
can you tell I'm grumpy?
Clearly, geez, you know what? Let's go to something that maybe will ease the mood. What are your thoughts? See, I said it again on Kendrick Lamar's new album.
Just say,
Please.
what do you think? What do you
Nope,
think of Kendrick
nope,
Lamar's
nope.
new album?
Nope. I'm saying thoughts. What are your thoughts on Kendrick Lamar's new album, my boy? What's up? Talk to me.
Huh. That's a mouthful.
Pause.
Pause. That's a what are my thoughts on Kendrick Lamar? Where did we start? Where do you want me to start?
Bro, take the answer however,
want me
take
to
the
start?
question wherever you want to go, man. I'm not here to police you unless you want to, man. I throw your ass in jail. What's up with you?
So
Let's get it.
That's true. I've been racketeering lately. Wait. What is racketeer anyway? When they say racketeering, what is that? I actually see that's how lame I am. I actually don't be knowing some of these words.
Bro.
They said racketeering. Like I don't know what that means.
Yo, first time I heard that word, I thought it was a sport. Is there not a sport called racketeering? Am I tripping? No, I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass.
Me and my guys are gonna spend the afternoon racketeering.
Racketeering.
Today. I gotta get my racketeering apparel.
Hey, listen, I dropped 50 points in the racketeering league. Oh man.
Anyway,
lame ass.
Yeah, so
look at us not having any knowledge of
I
the
had
criminal,
no clue.
the criminal
It could be
world.
something very terrible. I actually have no clue what racketeering means, but anyway. So, I think the thing that's so interesting about this Kendrick Lamar album is Kendrick Lamar has deserved the benefit of the doubt to where you can't just take his music at surface level. You got to break it down and then break it down some more and then break it down some more. So initially when I first heard the album, I was trying to figure out where he was going with it, because it started out with one of the songs was N95, which was like a complete club banger to me, very dynamic. And what the first thing I said to myself was, what kind of album is this going to be? Because I thought that To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn were two completely different albums. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, will Kendrick go the Damn route, which is like about making hits, still having your messaging, but making hits? Or will he go to Pimp a Butterfly route where he's more of on a storytelling tip, more of a, experimental tip musically? I thought this album was a good combination of both. You had your areas that was very similar to Damn, and you had your areas that were very similar to Pimp a Butterfly. Believe it or not, my favorite Kendrick Lamar album is actually his first one. I really like Damn. Damn, and not his first one. We talked about this. His second one, which is actually Good Kid, Mad City. But I think his sound has actually elevated so much since Good Kid, Mad City. And so I think musically, he's at a next level musically. And so comparing the two, right, Damn and To Pimp a Butterfly, I think it's a good mix of both on this album. But I just thought this album was so insanely deep. The words that were coming out of his mouth were so powerful that, I didn't even look at it like a rap album anymore. I looked at it like almost like a diary, an audio book. Mm-hmm. The way that he tackled political issues, it was almost like hearing the anti-media pundit. And for me, it was almost like, me and you, I know we watch a lot of First Take. We watch a lot of Skip and Shannon, Undisputed. We watch all those kind of debate shows. We watch Joe Budden podcasts and stuff like that. This felt like the musical version of a podcast to me. The musical version of a podcast where somebody is speaking their mind and just opening up about how they view the world, about where they are in their life, how they see the people around them, and then also, where we are as a culture. And so I thought it was fantastic from so many different elements. And I personally, I really enjoyed it. And I actually can't wait to sit down on it some more and dissect it. But that was my initial thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I think overall for me, it's tough, man, because in an era of hip hop that we are right now, you know, where we get a lot of fly by night releases, you know, we get a lot of music that really it's empty. That's kind of the word I feel like I could use. Like the takeaway is very empty. You're left feeling like, okay, either I've heard that before or this is really not that special, so I can do without it. I don't need to come back to this. You know, this is not necessarily what this release is. You know, this release is it lived up to that element for me where, you know, Kendrick delivered music that I think is on the cusp of being timeless. Like this is one of them joints that is gonna live. It's gonna live with us. It's impossible to hear this one time and feel like you've grasped every bit of what he was trying to deliver. It's virtually impossible. You know what I'm saying? And I think that for the most part, Kendrick Lamar, that seems to be his angle. That seems to be what it is he tries to do with every release of his, which is to deliver something that is going to be here for years to come. You can go revisit it and maybe learn an element of the music or the inspiration behind it that maybe he was trying to put into it. So from that standpoint, I thought he delivered 100% on that, you know? Great job. And then also like I just, you know, I feel like he was diving into topics that he's never dived into before on a record. You know, you got a more personal album from Kendrick. Like you got probably his most personal album. Don't even think I should even use the word probably. I think that's pretty accurate. Like it was his most personal album. He was touching on family topics that I think a lot of people can relate to. I feel like he gave a lot of himself for a reason. He talked about his reflection about, or that he's been doing. Like he opened up the album talking about, this was 1,000. What was it? He said 1,257 days in the making. I didn't do the math on that, but that sounds like 5 years. I mean, I don't know. It sounds like, hey, he's been sitting on this idea for a very long time, going to therapy, figuring out his life struggles, trying to break those generational curses, all the things that he talked about on this album. I thought this was his most personal album. And so from that standpoint, he gets a lot of credit for being brave for going in that direction. You know, and so with that being said, I want to talk about the music though, man, because do I feel like musically speaking, the album reaches a level that we've never heard Kendrick go to? Probably not. Like I don't think musically this is his best album. Like, now, when I say musically, I don't mean I don't mean that like there isn't great music on here. It's obvious there is, but I just mean, you know, when I look at what I got on this album, I got to go back to some of his earlier releases. You know, I thought that like what he did on Good Kid, you know, giving us like more energetic flows, more bouncy lyrics, you know, going in and out of certain pockets that really showed his dynamicness as a rapper. I feel like he was doing that early in his career. On this album, it was way more mellow. You know what I'm saying? Like it really felt like he was taking his time trying to make it very clear that he's trying to give a message. Did you get that sense, Q? Like, is that kind of how you feel?
Not really. Actually, I feel the opposite. I feel like he was more of a like, I'm just gonna put everything out there. Like I didn't necessarily feel like he took his time. I feel like he actually wanted you to feel something like immediately, like punches to the face. Because I felt like to Pimp a Butterfly, the messages were very, like there was a lot of subliminal messages. There were a lot of like, oh, it's like a what's the word? Like similes and all types of
Metaphors.
Just like metaphors. Thank you. Metaphors, similes, subliminal messages, not direct messages on, you know, how he feels. I feel like this is the opposite. It was very in your face, very particular. Even if you think about it, I said on my review for the album, I said, yo, like, what's interesting is he says all these big topics. He doesn't really pick a side. Like for instance, on Savior, right? He calls out Kyrie Irving, right? But at the same time, I'm like, is he anti-vax? Because the words that he said before indicated that he was anti-vax. Then the words after stated that he was pro-vax. So you don't really get a side from him. I thought he did a fantastic job of just like not really picking sides and like making you. It sounded like a lot of times he was talking about how he felt inside, not necessarily how he feels overall, like, or what he's telling people. Does that make sense?
No, it does.
The battles, the struggles he had, the inner struggles he had, he was just saying it out loud. You know, that's kind of how I took it. But like what that tells me, just going back to what you said, that tells me like he just didn't care how it was received. He just put it out there. Even like on the Auntie song, sorry not to cut you off, but on the Auntie Diaries, he just straight up said it. My aunt is now a man. Like, that's not quite Kendrick. In the past, it was very like, hidden how he would say certain stuff. So
yeah, it was very. You're right. I mean, he was very, and I think that's what we all have grown to appreciate about Kendrick is his like intention, his ability to give you messages in music without telling you directly like what he's trying to say. Like it's almost like he leaves clues in his music, and it's up to you, the listener, to really dissect it and decode what he's trying to say. I can't help but to go directly to the song "We Cry Together" because I really feel like "We Cry Together" deserves a goddamn. Bro, what do they call that shit? What do they call it? An Igor?
Oscar?
Nah,
Igor?
bro. Not an Igor. What's that joint called, man? You know when you get an Emmy, an Oscar, a Grammy. You know what I'm talking about? There's. All right, I'm gonna find it, man. Anyway, it deserves every possible award, bro. Like, and it needs a video.
Participation award. Okay, how about that we do it this way? Since there's no structure, what were your top 5 songs on the album?
Oh shit! I'm gonna start with "We Cry Together." No order, but since we talking about that song, I loved it. I thought that song, it was powerful. Like it showed a lot of what people go through, I guess, in their real life relationships and whatnot. And they just killed that performance, bro. Like Taylor Page. I mean, like, come on, man. Like you know what I want to know how many takes they did, because that joint seems so effortless and flawless. I'm like, how many takes was that, man? But definitely "We Cry Together" is in my top 5.
Barely rhyming.
No, they was rhyming.
No, I'm barely though. Like it was. I'm talking about like the flows and stuff. It almost initially when I first heard that song, I was like, oh, this might be an interlude. I don't think this is actually going to be a song. Yeah. And I could hear that they were barely like rhyming. And because not because they're bad or anything, but because they were yelling and screaming at the top of their lungs, they're putting an acting performance that was so good.
There you go.
I barely paid attention to the rhyming.
Fact.
But yeah, I mean that song, we share that. The top
100%.
5. That's a top 5 song for me.
I'm not sure if this my ranking is going to be in any order right now. I'm still sorting through the top 5.
We could just go one by one. We could keep going on this song. I mean, I think like to me, like that song, I've never heard anything like that before. Like I've never heard anything like that. It was like Love and Hip Hop on wax. And to me, the funny thing about it, the way I described it was like them arguing about a whole bunch of nothing, but like not nothing, but like the type of nothing that you argue about when you're in a toxic relationship. It was just like not like they weren't talking about nothing, and that's what's so intriguing about the song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like same old type stuff.
I thought dare I say Taylor Page outperformed Kendrick? Is that wrong to say? And look. Here's what I think. Here's what I think though. Even though that's going to be a question of that's a debate right there. She had him in the argument. There was one point where she was going at his neck at the end, but she let up. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but I think she may have got Kendrick, bro. I think she may have. Her part was way more impactful to the overall scheme of what they were trying to do on there. What do you think?
Well, the thing is, you hear it, right? And you're like, it's Kendrick. Like, I know Kendrick's character. I know who he is. He's acting out of character. You know what I'm saying? We don't know this Taylor Page woman. Like, I mean, literally, you told me yesterday she doesn't even have a Spotify account. Like, she doesn't necessarily make music. We don't know who she is. So it's like, whoa, who is this mysterious woman that is going at his neck? So I saw it as Kendrick doing an acting performance, but I saw it as Taylor Page literally channeling something that I don't know. Like, if she actually has it in her. Is that the type of person she is? I have no clue. I mean, Kendrick could be like that way too. I have no clue. But I thought that song was fantastic.
Which, by the way, I want to go back. It's called an EGOT Award.
EGOT. Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard of that. It's
Emmy,
Grammy, Oscar, and Tony.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's what that song deserves.
I think that song is fantastic. Very good listen, and it's funny because it just confirms that, like, us as human beings just love toxic. Like, we just love that arguing back and forth and watching it. This was no different than watching Ready to Love on OWN.
Bro, that shit sound like that should look like it looked and sound like like a Tyler Perry flick.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and it was way better than a Tyler Perry flick. But it's fantastic, the acting performance that they put on there. For me, let me go. I one of the songs I really liked that's my top 5.
Let's go back and forth.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and forth.
Yeah.
One of the songs I liked on my top 5 was Father Time. First time I went through the album, that was the first one that really stood out to me, because that one you actually get a really good rapping performance from Kendrick. There's no like fluff to it, right? Like, there's no he's singing, trying to convince you with melodies or this, that. He's just straight up rapping. And not only is he rapping, he's talking about how tough he is, how tough his interior and exterior is because of the way he grew up. Like, that mixed with like Sampha's soft hook and the beat. Oh, the gentle beat. I just thought that was the most enjoyable song on the album, in my opinion. And that was the one that I actually think that was the one that was the most normal song on the album. Like, I can see a Kanye making that. You know what I'm saying? I can see other artists making that. And I think that's why I really, really like that song. Definitely a top 5 for me.
You know, speaking of Kanye, you know, he even referenced Kanye in the lyrics in the song. He was like, he said it broke his heart when Kanye and Drake, you know, made up. He said, "Man, I guess I got more growing to do." You know, which kind of points to the whole point of the album, which is him expressing how much, you know, therapy and how much he needs to grow emotionally, and how, like, he may not even be at the point where he can resolve matters like a Kanye and Drake can.
Listen,
you feel me?
Listen, you're being way too politically correct. It shows how petty he still is. That's what he was trying to say. He's still a petty ass dude that is like, I wouldn't have made up with Kanye. I still would have been beefing with the dude, you know, or Drake.
Look, his words exactly was, when Kanye got back with Drake, he said, "I was slightly confused. Guess I'm not as mature as I think. Got some healing to do." Yeah, I mean, call it petty, call it whatever you want, man.
He's still petty. Like, he's a petty dude that would not have done that. And I agree. I mean, you know me, how I feel about that whole situation. I think Kanye and Drake's thing was fake. I actually think that it was all publicized. I'm starting to think that Kanye and Pete Davidson's thing is fake. But I digress.
Please, let's not veer off on that rabbit hole. Look, I do love that song though. I will say, I do love Father Time. That I really do. That's not one of the joints that's not the first song that stood out to me, but definitely I rock with Father Time. You know, for me, the next song I'll highlight is it's got to be "Count Me Out." You know,
oh yeah.
You know, not ironically, but like, this was a double disc, right? Which wasn't clear to me it wasn't clear to me on first listen that this was a double album. Like I had no idea. It wasn't until I went to Spotify on my computer and saw the breakdown. It said this one, this two. Count Me Out was the first song on this two. But I really love Count Me Out because I just feel like, bro, that's the fun Kendrick that we need. We need Kendrick lively. We needed to hear the Kendrick that's bubbly, rapping, aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's only a few songs on this album where he even goes in that direction. And Count Me Out is one. I think he did it on N95, if I'm not mistaken. There's only a few songs where he had that type of energy that he really had throughout the majority of Damn. Like I felt like the energy he had on Damn was like a very boisterous, aggressive, in your face type approach to the music he was making. And Count Me Out, it had that feel that I really like from Kendrick. So yeah, that's one of my standouts for sure.
Yeah, I think Count Me Out is definitely one that is probably the most unique. It's funny. On the site, Ratings Game Music, check us out. A lot of times when an album releases, our readers go back and look at what I said about the album before. So I'm over here scrambling because I'm like, damn, I was a horrible writer back then. Let me make sure like I edit it, correctly so that it looks like, okay. So I went back and looked at Damn. And I was like, I put in my top 5 of Damn, I put Lust. I don't know if you remember how Lust sounds. That's the joint where he's like, I need some water. Something,
yeah.
something.
Yep.
That joint, right? So I said to myself, that's the most dynamic song on that album. Like, it has so many different tones, so many different faces to it. That's how I would describe Count Me Out. It has so many different tones. Matter of fact, I want to read what I said about that. I want to read what I said about that song because I thought it was very appropriate. I'm going to read what I said. All right. Check me out on Ratings Game Music. What I said about Count Me Out was, Count Me Out is one hell of a musical roller coaster ride. He takes us to church. He hooks us up with some bomb-ass Instagram captions, reminds us what resiliency looks like, forgets to take a breath, and blesses us with a great chorus. So, like, he does a bunch of different things on the song. And to me, the funny thing about Kendrick Lamar is I think he has amazing talent, but he holds back a lot in favor of messaging. This was one time I don't think he held back. He actually displayed a bunch of different skills and talents he can do. So that's what I think is the biggest sell about Count Me Out, for real.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
All right. I put this song on my top 5. You actually disagree with it. Savior. I thought Savior was fun. Like, kudos to Baby Keem. I'm not the biggest Baby Keem fan. He sounds when I say he sounds very similar to Kendrick, it's scary.
I couldn't tell them apart.
It was so hard to tell them apart. It was really, especially because on one of the songs, he's actually not credited for. I believe it's N95.
Yeah,
he's on it, but he's not credited.
Bro,
yeah.
I thought I was crazy because that was the song
Keem.
I said when I was like, yo, that sounds like Baby Keem, but he's not credited, so that must be Kendrick. Damn, they sound alike.
Yeah.
That's what made me say
I
that.
was able to like realize, wait, that's Keem. I don't know how I can decipher the two, but I guess I listen to their music that much.
It's like that squeaky. It's
slight. Yeah,
it's like a very squeaky voice.
It's very, very slight. But I thought he had an amazing course on Savior. Now I thought Savior was just a good bop, and I feel like Savior is the song that Kendrick actually his most important words come in that one. That's the one where he talks about COVID. He even mentions Vladimir Putin, which tells me
he does.
This album was probably, everybody thinks he created it within like the last 3, 4, 5 years. He probably was creating some of this stuff like just a couple weeks ago.
Facts.
Russia invaded Ukraine in like March, right?
I think it's a combination of both though, because like on one of the songs that Kodak did the interlude for, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Rich, like right before that. One of them songs Kodak was talking, he said specifically, man, Kendrick came and got me. He said Kendrick came and got me right after I got out of jail. So like, it almost sounded like as soon as Kodak got out of jail, he was started working on the Kendrick album.
Yeah.
So when did Kodak
maybe.
get out? What was that 2 years ago or whatever? Trump was still in
Trump
office.
was still in office. Yeah, Trump was still in office. It was 2000, right before Trump was out. He was a pardon. So yeah, probably late 2020. But yeah. But anyway, I like that song a lot, and I think it's one of the more enjoyable ones on this album. That's the funny thing about this album. There's a difference between enjoyable and like just powerful.
Yeah, I'm glad. You know I'm actually glad you said that because there's a couple songs that I wouldn't necessarily want to throw in my top 5 per se. Actually, I don't even want to save the songs and hear it often. Like, don't mistake that to mean that I don't like the song. It's just like you said, enjoyable versus powerful.
I gotta be in the mood to listen to it.
To me, powerful songs on this project to me are easily towards the end. When we start getting into Mother I Sober, which I think is, in my opinion, the most powerful song on the project. And then the other song, Auntie Diary, like you talked about earlier, where he was talking about how his auntie is now a man. He even talked about one of his uncles is now an aunt, like dealing with that in his life, which I'm sure a lot of people, have people part of the LGBTQ community, whether they're trans or whatever the case is. Like, that's a topic that damn sure is a hot subject, but specifically in the Black community, people are not really touching on that like as much as I think they probably should. So salute to Kendrick for putting out powerful songs, but not necessarily, again, those won't make my top 5 if you ask me. So the song that I want to highlight next is it's probably Purple Heart. I really like the dynamicness of Purple Heart. You know how earlier you said Father Time was what was the word you used? You said that was the most normal. You said normal song?
Normal sounding, yeah, normal sounding.
To me,
song,
Purple Heart was the most
Purple
normal
Heart is
sounding.
out there too.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's normal until you hear Ghostface Killer. Like, what the hell is he doing here?
Yeah, he went crazy on that verse though. Like, he actually delivered in my opinion. Like,
of course, I'm not saying he did bad, but
AKA,
it's just that's
Action Bronson.
You don't hear Ghostface Killer on slow jams. You don't hear Ghostface Killer on modern songs in general. You don't slow jam at that with Summer Walker.
But that song though, man. And if I'm not mistaken, that joint was produced by Pharrell, right?
No,
that wasn't one of them.
By Khalil.
Okay, damn, I'm tripping.
DJ Khalil. Mm-hmm. I'm literally looking at the I have everything.
I think it was the
Pharrell
drums.
produced Mr. Morale.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Now I love the synergy between Summer Walker, Ghostface, and Kendrick. It just, to me, easily was one of the more enjoyable joints. You know what I'm saying? One that I can easily come back to almost on a regular basis and listen to it in the car, top down, weather feeling nice. You with your girl, you doing stuff around that house. Like, those are one of those songs for me.
I love this song.
Purple Heart, I really love, man. Really love it.
It's very interesting at the people he decided to be on this album, right? Like, I commend him for because Kendrick could have got anybody to be on this album. If Kendrick wanted Elton John to be on this album, Elton John would be on this album. But instead he got Blast, Summer Walker, Ghostface Killer, Baby Keem, Kodak Black. Like, that's a track listing you might see on Mozzie's album. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to see it on Kendrick Lamar's album, Sampler too, I forgot about that. Was interesting, I would say.
Yeah, I want to touch on that though, man, because I like you ended with, I think, the name that probably needs to be expounded upon more, which is Kodak Black. Mm-hmm. Like, that was probably the biggest surprise on this album, was the fact that Kodak was helping to narrate a Kendrick Lamar project. Like, we can't act like if I hear anybody say I saw that coming, you're lying.
I wouldn't say I saw it coming.
You're lying.
I wouldn't say I saw it coming, but I'm not surprised. It didn't surprise me.
How are you not surprised by that? What? Explain. Explain.
It didn't surprise me because I think Kodak. First off, Kodak Black is on a lot of people's albums. Like, Kodak Black is on a lot of people's albums, and he talks a lot on people's albums. Number one. Number two, I feel like Kodak Black, he dropped an album. First and foremost, like his something superstars,
Super Gremlin.
Super Gremlin, Robin Cause. Like that's such a deep song.
Yeah.
I see connections between that song and what he's talking about and where Kendrick was trying to go with this album. I actually see legit connections. Now, would I have thought he would be on this many songs? No.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about can he have had a feature, you know, the fact that he was on Silent Hill with them. I'm not surprised that he was a feature at all. Like you and I, we talk about Kodak Black all the time and how we think he's underrated. People should be putting more respect on his name. He's a super deep lyricist when he gets into
young artist.
Bro,
Yeah,
he's one of those guys, but I'm talking about the amount and the way he was used on a Kendrick's album. Because I firmly believe people who are diehard Kendrick fans are super surprised that Kodak was narrating a lot of this project. Like that could not have been something that was expected, if you ask me. Like, but hey,
I can see it. I mean, it's not ridiculous to me. I don't know. It's just not ridiculous to me because I can see him. You know, saying, hey, "I'll get you a sandwich if you want to." This album.
All right.
Like I can see it. I can see it.
Right.
I can see it. Like I can see it because at the end of the day, Kendrick,
don't get me
Kodak Black is one of the most misunderstood people in the hip hop community. So I can see Kendrick being like, "Oh, I want to reach out to somebody who's misunderstood." Kodak Black is the first person that comes to my mind. Like when you talk about misunderstood. Second, probably NBA YoungBoy. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So
yeah. Facts. All right, so what are we on, man? Is it my turn to? No, I said Purple Heart. Give me your third.
Yeah, you said Purple Heart. So mine's I Purple Heart just did not make my top 5. Just didn't, but I still gave it 5 stars. But the other one I wanted to highlight, I think we already did all of them, but one that was right outside was N95. I thought N95 was like humble Kendrick. That was like go at your neck Kendrick. Which, it's funny. A lot of people, including myself, was attracted to Kendrick's music because of his go at your neck type mentality. So when I hear him do songs like Humble, I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't do it often. I thought the only song he did that remotely was N95, you know, and then he starts off by saying, take off this, take off that, take off this, take off that. You know, he's pretty much aggressive. And then the beat is like a killer rapper type beat. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was a good tone setting song, particularly for that Big Steppers portion of the album.
Interesting. Okay. You know, I would be remiss in this is not the best song, nowhere near the best song on the project. But Silent Hill to me.
Oh yeah,
Silent Hill I think deserves a mention.
Silent
you know
Hill
what I'm saying? Like cause I, you know, speaking of Kodak, speaking of how he's a lot of times overlooked and how both of these guys, they really have a message, you know?
Yep.
I love the beat, especially the pew, 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 the little sniper gun thing throughout the whole song. Like to me, that was a nice add to the production. Like I'm just a fan of interesting beats or little elements that, you know, they will add within those beats that kind of give that tone. So like to me, I gotta mention that song. Love it. I really love it. I didn't expect to really, really enjoy that song as much as I did. I think off first listen, I was kind of cool on it. Like
me too.
But then like I actually kept listening to it. I heard about 2-3 more times and I was like, nah, like
it was fine.
That whole push these niggas off me like hood. Like when he said that, I'm like, okay, you got me. You got me, Kendrick. You got me.
Yeah. So let's move the conversation a little forward. So where does this album rank? I know you talked about it earlier. Where does this album rank in? I'm not gonna count Section 80. Let's count Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn. Where does this rank in those 4? And let's rank the 4. Let's rank the 4.
Now this is the real debate. All right, this is the real debate. So, man, okay. So we're not including Section 80. We'll start with Good Kid. That's fair. All right. I'm gonna go from, I guess we'll call it least to best.
Least to best, yeah.
We'll go that route, even though I don't think any of them are least. Number 4. This is tough. This is tough. This is tough. You know what, man? I may have to add this one as number 4. I might. It's still early. I can tell you right now, this new album.
Oh, this one. You have to add this one.
Yes.
As in, you have to add
Mr. Morale and the Big
Steppers.
Steppers. To me, if it's not 4, it's number 3. There's no way I can add Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers into the top 2. I can't do it. Because, and so with that being said, I'm going to give Mr. Morale number 4, followed by Damn, and then after that, I'm going to do To Pimp a Butterfly, and then I'm going to do Good Kid, Mad City. I still personally believe that Good Kid, Mad City is his most... It's his best album. It's his best album. You know, it had all the elements. It had the storytelling. It had the slappers, if whoever cares about that. It had every element, bro. And he had the features who all... What's up?
Nah, you said it had the slap. So it had Will Smith on the album?
It had the slappers. No, but yo, that's low blow, man. Let that man heal. See,
hey, too early?
I think Will Smith needs to listen to this album, bro. He needs some healing, man.
Too early?
Yo, too soon, all soon, man. It's only been a month.
It had the slappers.
Oh man!
What if Will Smith was on this out? That would have been really tight. Hey, if Will Smith was on one of these joints. Yeah, you know, Kendrick, you know what I'm saying, like the black community, you know what I'm saying, Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil.
Yo, chill out, man. Hey, let me get back to it. I'm gonna go a little quicker too. So, like I said, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is number 4. Number 3, I'm gonna go with what did I say? Damn. 2, To Pimp a Butterfly. Number 1. It's got to be Good Kid, Mad City. That's my order as of today.
Okay.
As of today.
You guys are going to be very mad at me. My order, you guys are going to be very, very, very mad at me. 4, least to best. Number 4, it's Good Kid, Mad City. It pains me to say this. It pains me because personally, that's my favorite Kendrick Lamar album, personally. But like I was saying, the amount of growth, the amount of powerfulness each album has elevated. And so it's almost like looking at Michael Jordan before his championships and Michael Jordan after his championships. The version of Michael Jordan after his championships maybe didn't jump the highest, maybe didn't, have as much energy as the one that won championships. But the one that won championships was so polished, was so good at his craft, it's no longer comparable. You don't even look at the numbers at that point. And that's kind of how I feel about Good Kid, Mad City. That was a hungry artist that made a fantastic body of work, but he didn't even tap into his potential at that time. And that is the only reason that I would say Good Kid, Mad City is probably at the bottom. Number 3, I would have to say is probably Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I think is no. Number 3 is Damn. As much as I like Damn, I love the music. I think that's some of his best work in terms of musically. Mm-hmm. There's no knock. I don't know why I'm trying to act like I'm gonna knock it. I think it's a fantastic album.
Yeah, I love it.
And I think Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, a little more powerful, a little more polished. I think a little more timeless sounding. So I would give this album second place. First place is To Pimp a Butterfly. I think To Pimp a Butterfly, people are breaking it down. Like, I think, didn't they say they have a Spotify series that's breaking down that album? That to me is the ultimate artwork. That to me, I told you, I played it for somebody on my way to New York. They cried after it was done because of the poetic words, the structure. And one thing that I will say about Mr. Morale and Big Steppers that I would say was that I think To Pimp a Butterfly did better than everything else. I didn't see how it kind of connected choppily. Like, To Pimp a Butterfly is a story from the beginning to the end. You have to listen hard to understand the messaging. And once you get it, it's like, wow, that was amazing. Same thing with Good Kid, Mad City. It's a story from start to finish. You just have to like listen to it and pay attention. So, yeah, that's my 4.
You know, that's crazy that I think we both had Damn 3, if I'm not mistaken. You said Damn was 3. I think I said the same thing, and I had To Pimp a Butterfly second, and then I said Good Kid first. So I agree, though. I mean, the word that you said it didn't connect properly or connected choppily. I don't even know if that's a word, but
Choppily is a word.
Okay, I've never heard anybody say that. That's cool. Cohesive. The cohesion was not the best I've ever heard Kendrick do. Like, I've heard more cohesive products from Kendrick, and yeah, to me, that's probably my knock on this new album is that, you know, while the messages were there, like, again, I got to give this album high praise because I said it when we started talking. This is his most personal album. He was touching on subjects that were super, like, way deeper than I think anybody probably expected Kendrick to go, if you ask me, because we've never really heard him go to this extent. And so from that standpoint, I got to give him credit, man. It's a brave thing to do. But going deep and connecting with all these personal thoughts does not mean that the music is superior to, let's say, some of his more previous work. You know what I'm saying? So that's my personal opinion. I know there's a lot of people who probably feel the opposite. They think because he really touched on these topics that might make it the best, but nah, not for me. Not at all. Salute, though. Listen, this is one of those, I hate saying this, but we have to say this. This is one, it's going to grow on you. Kendrick's music grows. Are we going to act like we've heard, like, dude, I didn't like To Pimp a Butterfly when it first came out. I didn't like it. I did not like it. I'm telling you, like, and I want people to actually know that because that is how great Kendrick's music actually is. You can start from not liking it, not appreciating what he was trying to do, to coming around full circle and being like, damn, this is important subject matter. It's important.
You can't haphazardly listen to it. Like, you can't just be like, yo, I'm gonna play you can't play a 5-on-5. You know, people be playing basketball. You want to listen to NBA YoungBoy and stuff while you're playing. You can't listen to this album while playing basketball or cleaning your car. Like, you have to actually internalize it. And I made sure in my review for the album, I made sure I bolded the word internalize. He makes you internalize his words. Like, if you're not internalizing what was said on this album, you're not listening to it correctly. And I've never said that about anything.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There should not be a correct way to listen to something, right? You listen to it however you want to listen to it. This is the only time I'm going to tell you you're not listening to it correctly if you're not internalizing what he's saying, you know? So,
yo, Kendrick might be one of the few artists that do that, though. One of the few.
I'm glad you said that. I'm
one
glad
of the
you
few,
said
man.
that. I'm glad you said that because that's the next topic, right? Who is Kendrick's comps out here? I mean, we go on these rants, these discussions about Kendrick versus Drake versus J. Cole versus whoever. I actually don't think that's his comps. But I do think he does have comps in the game that people are not really paying attention to. So, first person that comes to my mind is Vince Staples. I think Vince Staples and Kendrick are very similar. Very, very similar. Vince Staples, not this album that dropped, even though his last album was fantastic and it had like a storyline for the most part, but the album before that was produced by Kenny Beats, that joint, it gave me the vibes of like this, Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper. It gave me those vibes, but I just thought that Vince Staples, from a musical standpoint, stayed in a like pocket. a very like numb hood hip hop pocket, and so that's I think is his comp. I mean, what do you think? Like, what does Kendrick have comps?
Well, first and foremost, look, regardless of who his competition is, you know, they're not necessarily better than him.
No, but nobody's better than him.
But it's like for example in the NBA, right? Giannis can be the best player in the world / league, but still have competition, right? It doesn't mean he's gonna blow everybody else out. It just means, hey, at the end of the day, he's probably the best, right?
Well, comp is not competition. Comp is comparison, right? Like that's
okay.
or at least that's what I mean.
Okay, that's what you mean.
Yeah, who is his?
Got it.
Who is his? Who can you compare to him?
So it's tough, man. It's tough because there's not many. I would argue probably Vince Staples with you. I would also maybe throw in. This is you're probably gonna laugh. Joey Badass.
Hope you say
I say that not to say the level of
music,
but the approach to music, the willingness to say important things. You have to really go back and dissect what he's trying to say. Again, maybe not as deep as Kendrick is, but like, yeah, I would say maybe Joey Badass. I'll throw him in there. How about Pusha T?
Hell no. Pusha T?
How about Pusha T? Think about it.
Hell no.
Think about it.
Hell no.
Think about it. Like
what?
From
I love Pusha T.
Yo, again, we're not talking
no.
We're talking.
I know.
Approach
Comparison
to music. We're talking.
I'm just
putting together music
because somebody will hear me say hell no, thinking that I'm trying to disrespect Pusha T. I'm not. I'm just saying hell no. I don't think they're comparable. So I just want to make sure I let y'all know I like Pusha T.
So let me back up then. So it's cool. I don't need you to agree with anything I'm saying, but I do want you to clarify when you say comparable. From what angle? What are we talking about? What's the criteria that you're even using to make that? You know what I'm saying?
So like I think the interesting thing is, we sit here and wait for Kendrick like music. Mm-hmm. And I do think that there's Kendrick like music out there, but people may not necessarily know or tie the two together. And so who out there makes Kendrick like music? Who can make a body of work this powerful? Respectfully, I don't think Drake can. Respectfully, I don't think J. Cole can. Respectfully, I don't think Kodak can or whoever the hell you want to throw in there. And somebody I'm going to throw? You know who I'm going to somebody I'm going to throw out there? How you feel about this? Tyler the Creator. I think Tyler the Creator puts together bodies of work that multi-layered, right? Similarly, he put YoungBoy on one of his songs, which was a great switch up. And his lyrics are very powerful, especially on that last album. He had some very powerful moments. I think Tyler the Creator is another one that's a very comparable artist to Kendrick. And ironically, Tyler the Creator won Album of the Year last year. Kendrick is probably going to win Album of the Year this year.
Interesting. I like the Tyler angle. There's not a lot, man. There's not a lot of people. Is there more than that? Can you even think of another name?
West Side Boogie is somebody that somewhat comes to my mind. Another one, West Side Gun. I mean, I think West Side Gun is gutter as hell. I wouldn't say he's as nowhere near the level of rapper of Kendrick.
Yeah, I would not throw in West Side Gun at all.
His ability to powerful music. I'm not saying that as artist. I'm just saying who can put together a body of work like this.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna throw in West Side Gun, I have the right to throw in Pusha T because what Pusha T did on Daytona. What he's made powerful albums and powerful music before. Again, we ain't talking about subject matter. I ain't talking about righteousness for the black community.
Me neither.
I know, exactly. So I want to make it very clear. So we're just talking cinematic type music.
How many times have you praised West Side Gun for his cinematic type bodies of work?
I love it. I love it.
But he's just so gutter. But I think a comparison, I wouldn't say that's his comp, but I would say he puts together powerful body of works like that. Like, this is a stretch, but Summer Walker. I think Summer Walker, yeah, she sings. And
Wait,
he
so
raps.
we're not sticking to rap?
No, I mean it could be anybody. I think. Like, okay, I just
thought
bring
we,
it up.
I thought we were sticking to rap. Like, what the hell? Like,
There's no rules.
okay.
Summer
all right.
Walker. I think Summer Walker is somebody who, when she puts out a body of work, it's like multi-layered. You gotta listen to it from start to finish. It tells stories. So yeah, I mean I think that's enough names.
Well, I mean, if we not sticking to rap, I got plenty names.
Who else? Lucky Day.
Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean.
Yeah. I mean, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy and the Family.
Biggie. I mean, Biggie, very similar. Biggie, like Ready to Die and Life After Death, like very storytelling type music. But all right. I mean, I think that's fair.
Yeah, man. You guys let us know though. I mean, is Kendrick a one of one type artist, or does he actually have artists out there that you would possibly compare him to?
Say.
Yeah.
See what people will say, because there's people out there.
I think that like in the era we're in right now, if that question is not posed correctly, people are not even going to entertain it, and they're gonna think we're trolling. They're gonna be like, "What do you mean Kendrick Lamar has comparisons? Nobody compares to Kendrick." Like, they're gonna take that approach if it's not worded properly. You know what I'm saying?
I don't give a damn about no word. Just answer my question.
Yeah, but
answer my question.
People not
jerk.
Hey,
who said that? I'll give you $1. I'll give you $1. You figure out who said that. Answer my question, jerk.
I don't know, man, and I don't care. Thanks. Thank you for your $1.
Actually, do I know who said that?
You don't even know. So shit.
McEnroe, the tennis guy.
Look at this clown.
But anyway,
come on,
the tennis
man.
Guy. What else? What else you want to talk about with Kendrick?
Honestly, man, I feel like we could probably do a lot more of a deep dive, but I really don't want to, because I just feel like we probably be here sitting talking for like 3 hours. So we've talked about it, man. We went through our top 5 songs. We talked about our thoughts on our thoughts/take on the album. You compared you compared Kendrick Lamar to West Side Gun. I think you've lost your music critic card, man. What's up with you?
I compared it to West Side Gun. Do you listen? See, remember, what did I just say? What did I just say?
Joking,
there's
man.
a correct way to listen to music. There's a correct way to listen to a podcast.
Actually,
listen.
Man. I'm joking, man.
So I think there's a way. I think there's a way we can end this. Right.
Go ahead. Talk to me.
Everybody wants to hear. What grade are you giving the album?
Woo!
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, this is easy. This is actually easy. Contrary to maybe your belief. Simple. A-. It's simple. Like, this is a project. Like, to kind of break down the album like we did, talk about all the pros, talk about the messaging, it has its fair share of, I think, everything, if you ask me. It's not one of them albums that you're going to put on and think that you can go turn up with and think that you're going to have a great old time while you're out and having fun. It's not really that, man. And I think, we should expect that from Kendrick. He's given us Damn, which was more up-tempo. He gave us To Pimp a Butterfly, which people only listen to on Black History Month. You know what I'm saying?
On Juneteenth.
And Juneteenth. Like, we kind of expect this from Kendrick. So this is an A-. The reason why I give it an A- mainly and not an A+ or just an A overall is because I kind of wanted a little bit more cohesion from Kendrick. I kind of wanted the story and the music to blend together a little bit better. That to me is really the only knock.
I mentioned that. That's what I said. It was really difficult to kind of decipher what, like, because after I listened to Good Kid, Mad City, I understood the takeaway. Like, this is a dude that, is in the hood, stealing, sinning, trying to get his rap career up, and eventually he gets his rap career up, and he's this big. He meets Dr. Dre. Remember, he meets Dr. Dre at the end. Mm-hmm. He becomes a hip hop star. To Pimp a Butterfly is the battle of being a hip hop star. Like, okay, now this has happened. I need to give back to the black community. This is my takeaway. Tell me I'm wrong. These are my takeaways from these albums. So into Pimp a Butterfly, it's all about like not selling out, still giving back to the black community and things like that. Damn, he's actually talking about being a superstar and the stuff that comes with it and not trying to sell out, you know, and finding love and blah, 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 right? This one, I'm like, I don't quite. What was supposed to be the takeaway?
Well,
what is the takeaway?
Well, to me, the takeaway is simple, and I think that part is clear. It's self-reflection. It's dealing with your personal issues, your personal struggles before it deals with you. You know, confronting those type of demons, if you will, or the family trauma, the this, that, and the third that affects your everyday life. Confronting it head on and getting a therapist. Like, one thing I liked about this album, which I think I appreciate with every Kendrick album, is the subtle messages, the subtle additions of things he adds in. Like, I jokingly said this, I think in the beginning of the show, or whether it was offline, but he added like the sound effect of somebody tap dancing throughout the project. Like, you heard taps. It to me symbolized him not wanting to deal with his emotions and how he really feels and his traumas and you know what I'm saying? To me, that was the clear takeaway from this. Now, what is not clear to me is why the album is called Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I'm still trying to deal with how the title correlates to the music per se. I'm not understanding the Big Steppers part.
I mean, I wouldn't say the message is clear. Like, I understand what he was saying on the album.
Yeah.
But I don't think the message was clear, like you're saying. I thought it was clear. Good Kid, Mad City was clear. To Pimp a Butterfly was clear. This one was, I just felt like, and no knock, it's not a knock at all. This one, I just felt like he was, you know, letting his emotions out, right? And showing people how important it is to let your emotions fly. But, you know, it's not necessarily clear what he's trying to say. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like a takeaway. Like, what are you supposed to learn? I guess it's just make sure your emotions don't bottle them up. Don't try to hide away from your issues and things like that. But
yeah, I don't know, man. Hey, that's another topic. We can pose that.
Anyway,
to people
we
too.
can see maybe as we listen to it more, we'll see. Maybe, you know, as we listen to it more, we'll understand it. But I didn't think it was a clear message. I think other way to put it, it's so many different takeaways you can take from this album. I think everybody's going to have different messages that they got from this album. You know, it wasn't as clear.
That's fair. Not mad at that.
So I give it an A-. I felt dirty inside. I told you initially I gave it a B+. I felt dirty inside giving it a B+. It's like, this is not sitting right with me. Like, this is not a B+. You know what's funny? I love hip hop sometimes. You know why? Because one week, trash ass Jack Harlow's album can come out. And then the next week, you actually get what a real album's supposed to sound like.
Bruh.
You know? So this to me was just reiteration of how beautiful hip hop music can sound when you actually try.
I'm actually mad you even mentioned that trash album. Like
one week, I'm like, bro, so disappointed.
Bro, I said the album was trash on Twitter. Somebody told me I didn't know rap music. That's when I said, man, I need to get off Twitter, man.
He literally was coasting through the album. He literally sounded like he was on cruise control. He was. I said Jack Harlow was playing prevent defense on that album. It was bad. But anyway, you know, I think it was an A-. I think it's a great album, and Kendrick. It's unbelievable how somebody can keep at such a high level dropping music.
Man.
It's unbelievable. You know, I'm like, he has to have one dud at least one time.
Yo, man. We gotta give Kendrick his flowers, man. We do.
No, who hasn't give this guy his flowers?
No, but like it at every turn, the man needs his flowers. Because like you said, you talk about putting out music at this clip, reinventing himself, coming up with deep topics, stuff that is moving. You know, that is something that is not easy to do. And no knock on people like Drake. Drake is not that type of artist. We love Drake.
He's not.
But
And I'm
Drake
gonna
is
say
not
something.
this type of artist. You know what I'm saying? This is tough to do, man. Kudos to
I'm
Kendrick.
going to say something right now. At this pace, he has the greatest catalog in music ever. He has the greatest catalog in music
Definitely as a rapper.
ever.
Definitely as a rapper.
Ever.
No
Kanye's
question.
close, but Kanye has some duds lately. That's the problem. Kanye has
a
had
few
some duds.
Kanye has a few
Jay-Z, I love Jay-Z, but Jay-Z has some duds. Yeah, Jay-Z has Blueprint, but he has Blueprint 2. Oh, sorry. Blueprint 2 is good. Blueprint 3. What the hell is Blueprint 3?
Bro, Kingdom
He has
Come.
Detroit.
Trash.
Kingdom Come. You know?
Trash.
Nas, I love Nas, but Nas has some duds. Nas has some duds on his catalog. Kendrick Lamar does not have a single dud. I think if he drops 2 more great albums, he has the greatest catalog. Michael Jackson has a great catalog. Stevie Wonder has an amazing catalog. This rivals those catalogs at this point. And I think I've given all his albums A's. I don't know about you. Every single one gets an A. Every single one.
Yeah.
He might have the greatest catalog. I swear. I'm not even joking.
Well, I will say this. You say in music, which is I gotta really sit and think about that one. But if we just keeping this to hip hop, 100%.
If it's just hip hop, he has the greatest catalog.
100% the best. With 4 albums on his resume, which you can argue 5, but we're not gonna do that. And let me not even throw, bro. Black Panther soundtrack. Are you kidding me? Best soundtrack in the history of music. I'm sorry. I've said that. I've been argued with, and that's cool. You know, it's like Kendrick definitely as a rapper has the best hip hop. Has the best catalog. Now in music, I gotta really, really think.
Think about it.
But hey, you're not wrong. It don't sound like a crazy statement. I'm gonna say that right now. It don't sound too crazy.
Think about it.
I'm gonna think about it, just not on the show. I'm gonna sit with that one, just like I will his album, man. I think you got anything else you want to get off your chest, man?
Nope.
Before we get up out of here,
it was a good deep dive.
Yeah, man. I think hopefully you guys enjoyed the conversation. Hopefully y'all can answer some of the questions that we have that we're eventually gonna pose online on social media. We want to hear from y'all, man, because at the end of the day, you know, I'm already seeing, I don't want to say mixed reviews per se, but I'm already seeing the debate happen where people are trying to figure out what this album means, like how important it is, where it actually is within his discography, all things that we've touched on this show. So hopefully y'all are able to chime in with us when we start posing them questions online. But
yes, sir.
We are out of here. We appreciate y'all for pulling up once again. Like I said at the start of this episode, go stream Zero Skips playlist right now. Link is in the description. Leave us a rating or a review on your favorite your favorite podcast platform. Like this episode on YouTube. It helps. It helps. We're out of here, man. As always, if you're giving advice, make sure it is ill.
Yes, sir.